Our internal representations, the thoughts that we hold inside our heads, determine our results and our behaviour. My internal representations do, and yours do too. Your internal representations determine the kind of results that you're going to produce in terms of your behaviour. Do you want to see how this works? This is really fun. This is really a lot of fun. If it's safe to do so, would you please stand up for a moment? If it's not safe to do so, to stand up now, please don't join me in this simple test until such time as it is safe to do so. If you're watching me on a smartphone or a tablet, please put it down for a moment and just listen to my voice. Okay, I'm working on the basis that you're watching me and you're standing up because it is safe to do so. This is not a sobriety test, by the way, unless maybe it should be. No, I'm just kidding. It's far too early for that. Well, at least for some of you. Would you please take your hands and put them out in front of you, parallel to the ground, with your palms face down? Because what we're going to do is determine the effect of our thinking on our body. So with your hands palms down, please close your eyes. With your eyes tightly closed, please turn your right hand palm up. Can you imagine, because I'm going to ask you to do some imagination here, with your right hand palm up, I'd like you to imagine as fully and completely as you possibly can a huge, heavy, really heavy dictionary on your right hand. You know, one of those unabridged ones that are like 7 billion words in like a 2,000, 3,000 page dictionary, a really heavy dictionary. And now imagine you're holding with your left hand a blue balloon, lifting your left hand up and up. Imagine a blue balloon full of helium, really filled with helium, lifting your hand up and up, and the dictionary getting heavier and heavier, and your right arm begins to sink heavier and heavier and heavier, and the balloon pulling your left arm up and up. Okay, stop, please stop and open your eyes. Look at the difference in your hands. If your hands are any different at all from where they were when we started, both exactly parallel, guess what? The thoughts that you have held in your mind just now changed your body. Okay, thank you. Please be seated or remain standing if you wish. The thoughts that you held in your mind just now had an effect on your behaviour. Think about it. Because for some of us, the effect was more or less of an effect. Some of you had your left hand way up in the air and your right hand much lower, whereas some of you had both hands reasonably close. If your hands were anywhere different from exactly the same, then the thoughts that you hold in your mind affect your body. Now let me see, how long did we do that exercise for? About 45 seconds, maybe a fraction longer? What do you think the thoughts that you're thinking all day long are doing to your mind? What do you think the thoughts that you think of all day are doing to your mind? Do you think your thoughts have any effect on you? You bet. If we continue to think the same thoughts over and over and over again, what's going to happen is that those thoughts are going to end up in our behaviour. The kind of thinking that we think up here in this biocomputer, because that's what the brain is, simply a biocomputer, the thoughts that we hold in our biocomputer up here are producing the results out there, as we saw with the difference in your hands. So what are these thoughts made up of? What are these thoughts made up of? What are the internal representations made up of that happen in our mind? I will teach you the answer to that and more when you join me for my 7-day Neuro-Linguistic Programming Practitioner Certification Training in September in the beautiful seaside town of Kiama, about 2 hours drive south of Sydney. When would now be a good time to learn Neuro-Linguistic Programming? If September doesn't work for you to join me in Kiama, and because you want to know more, or you need help sooner with something that is holding you back from being all that you can be, whether it's in your personal or professional life, then ask me a question in the comments below or PM me and I'll get back to you. I hope I see you along the way, and I'd love to have a discussion with you sometime in the future. That makes a lot of sense.